Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to semi-final 3. We're starting a little bit late. Apologies, we've had some technical aspects to navigate in the background here with one of our teams, but we're ready and we hope you are as well. To kick off, I just want to show you a map that should hopefully be familiar. This is a map of Australia, and it was probably one of the first things I remember when I started school was having to match the capital cities to the states that went along with this particular map. So I would have been 5 or 6 when I saw this the first time. I'd love you to think about how old you were when you first saw it. And then I want to show you a second map. Sometimes when we show this map, there are people in the room who say, well, actually, I'm today years old when I saw this map. And so I'd love for you to reflect on when you first saw this map. This is a map of Indigenous Australia, and it's the fabric of our country. And despite seeing the first map first, it's important for us to recognise that this map here is 60,000 years older than the first. So to kick off today, I just want to take the time to acknowledge the traditional owners of the land in which we live, work and play, and acknowledge that even though we're going to talk about innovation and new, that true innovation comes from honouring the past and acknowledging what's walked before us and who's walked before us. So I'm coming to you from Yagara and Turrbal land in Brisbane, and I know we've got people joining us from all over Australia and internationally today. So I'd love for you to honour the traditional owners of the land in which you're sitting on today as we embark on today's semi-final 3. Now, if you're on Twitter or Instagram or Facebook or whatever other social media is around, we'd love for you to get involved, and you can do so by tweeting us, by DMing us, any other way that you'd love to get in contact. In fact, if you're in a watch party at the moment, I would love for you to take a little snap of what you're doing at the moment and who you're with, and please post it on social media so that we can see where you are whilst you engage with our third semi-final today. Now, we've already encountered a few technical issues today, so hopefully there shouldn't be too many more to come, but whenever you're running things online, it's inevitable that there might be a few things that go wrong. So please be patient with us. If there are any technical issues that come up during today's event, we'll let you know if there's any changes to the run sheet of how we're progressing today. Now, we have 5 pretty remarkable teams for you of young people, and over the course of a term or 2 terms within their schools, they've been looking at problems that matter to them, and then they've used a design thinking process to design solutions. And this is the mission that they've tapped into, which is, as entrepreneurs, pitch an innovative idea that makes the world a better place. So this is what we're going to see today. And they've come to their solutions by embarking on our Entrepreneur's Odyssey, which is a process that kind of molds entrepreneurial thinking and design thinking together. And I'd love for you to just check out the first 2 boxes, which is how did we get here and what matters to us. Here at Future Anything, we believe that the best entrepreneurs solve problems that connect to their lived experiences and their personal interests and passions. So today, you're going to see a little bit of our young people as much as you are going to see their ideas as well. Now, we're a few years into our Future Anything program, and there's a legacy building in our finals. And I'd love to introduce you to a few of our previous winners. This is Tanika, who won in 2018 with her Enterprise Shielded Socks. Following that, from the same school, back-to-back winners, we had Culturehood in 2019. And last year, for our Future Anything Grand Final, we had 3 students from St Andrew's Anglican College take out our national grand final, and it was such a privilege to invite them back as a judge in this year's program, actually in the previous semi-final. But to get a bit of insight in what it's like to win a national grand final in our Future Anything program, I just thought I might show you a short video.
Has come up with something that is so important for us now in Australia, in the world, and we believe has got a great chance with the right partnerships and the right work and a lot of hard work to be successful, and that is Aqua Shield. Yeah! And they jumped as which is well done, guys. Fantastic.
I mean, that's pretty exciting. So who will be our winner this year? It could be one of the teams that we see today, because the winner of today's semi-final will progress through to our national grand final at the end of November. Now, what does today look like? We have a little bit from me, and I'll introduce our judges before we're going to dig into our 5 teams that are pitching today. And then we'll open up the people's vote, and obviously our judges will deliberate and deliver their verdict. The structure of today, each team will have 3 minutes to pitch. When they've got 30 seconds to go, they will hear that noise right there. And when they reach 3 minutes, they will hear totally subtle noise. They won't even hear it at all, but all of our teams will pitch for 3 minutes exactly. Following our teams pitching, our judges will jump back on screen and they will have 4 minutes to ask questions of our teams. From here, they will deliberate and they will pick a winner of our 5 teams, and that team will go through to our grand final at the end of November. But whilst they're deliberating, you have a job to do, which is to vote for your favourite team, because the team that amasses the largest number of votes will be crowned our People's Vote winner, and we'll go into a second chance draw. Now, the link for voting will be revealed at the end, so stay tuned. And the winner of our People's Vote will go into that second chance draw, where one of the People's Vote winners will get a wildcard entry to our grand final. So from the 40 teams that are pitching in our semi-finals, 9 teams will move through to our national grand final. Now, before we dig into the pitching, there are 3 pretty remarkable humans I would love to introduce you to. So I'll welcome our judges to our virtual stage now. And we're so honoured to have them spending their time and carving out space to honour our young people today as they pitch. And rather than read their long, illustrious bios, which could take the entire time that we have left, as is all of their accomplishments so long and distinguished, I thought I would throw to each of them to give a little bit of an introduction about who they are, maybe some work that they're jamming on, and also what they're looking for in an interesting or a good pitch. And I think that's a bit of an ambiguous word to use, but what they're searching for out of the young people today as they pitch. Kylie, I might throw to you first.
Hi all, thanks Nick. My name's Kylie Porter. I'm the Chief Executive Officer of an organisation called Greater Whitsunday Alliance, or GW3. I'm located in Mackay currently, and I look after an area that covers a square footprint of some 90,000 square kilometres. So we're pretty big, just a little region in Queensland. The thing that I'm really working on at the moment is how to connect industry, so the big employers, you know, of you guys in the future, with the right skills, education and training that you need. So we've got a bit of a gap at the moment between what you finish school with or what you finish university or even your TAFE course with. It's not quite what industry wants. We're trying to close that gap in region. What I'm looking for good communicators, because at the very heart of every single job in the future is going to be your ability to communicate and translate, and that's what I'm looking for.
Thank you so much, Kylie. It's such a critical one. I think we think, you know, presenting is just reading a speech, when it's really about the way that we convey important things to other important people. So it's such an important skill for the future. Poppy, I'd love to throw to you. Tell us a little bit about you and what are you looking for today out of our 5 teams?
Thanks, Nick, and hi, everyone. I'm so excited to see the pictures today. I am Head of Strategy and Innovation for a small digital venture studio called Digital Creators, and we work with startups, not-for-profits and for-purpose businesses to help them solve problems that matter and build really interesting products and businesses to do that. So I'm working on a range of projects, from supporting farmers to implement regenerative agriculture projects on their properties, to helping young people to develop better financial habits and healthy financial habits. And my background's in human-centered design or design thinking. So I guess what I'm really interested in is seeing is how you've really understood the people that you're solving for and designed with them at the front of your mind. So I'll be looking to understand what work you've done to kind of really make sure you're solving the right problem for your customers.
Thanks so much, Poppy. I might need to tap into that financial literacy program. I think not my strong suit at all. So I'll hit you up for that one later. Elise, I'd love to throw to you. Tell us a little bit about you. What sort of work are you jumping into at the moment, and what are you looking for as a very experienced Future Anything judge? We've had the pleasure of you on a few of our panels in the past. What are you looking for today?
Hey everyone, so good to be here today. So I'm Elise Stevenson. I'm a scholar, entrepreneur, or pracademic. I'm a researcher, and in one of the many areas I research is entrepreneurship. But aside from that, I'm also co-founder of Social Good Outpost, which is a creative design studio, works all across Australia and the Asia Pacific region. And I'm also the curator of a few projects with the federal government on youth entrepreneurship, one of which is called the Australia ASEAN Emerging Leaders Program, which is an incubator for young people in our region. And if you are interested in taking the next step after this, I know Nicole has all of the details to share with you about that later. But for me, what I'm looking for is, of course, passion. And I think Nick's already mentioned it, potential. But beyond that is I'm really looking for courageous, bold ideas. And so I'm really excited with what you're going to present to us here today. Good luck.
Thank you so much. Well, we've met the judges. There is nothing left to do now than meet our first team. So I would love to welcome to our virtual stage. We have Soul Movers from Kildare College. So welcome to our virtual stage team. We're so thrilled to see you pitch. And you know what? How are you feeling?
A bit nervous, but all right.
Nervousness is good. So it's fuel. So use it as a bit of courage. We're so excited. So we're ready when you are.
Thank you. Hi, my name is Jocelyn and I'm the founder of Soul Movers. For most of my sporting life, I can remember feeling the pressure of how I performed and the effect it would have on me if I played badly. I would dread having to go to trainings and being reminded of the games. As athletes, these things can have major effects on us and our mental health. Next slide. Often, this leads to a mental illness. In fact, 35% of elite athletes suffer from a mental illness. 35%. Michael Phelps, Naomi Osaka, Simone Biles, Shane Tuck, Shani Layton, and Will Bukowski are only a minute amount of athletes who have suffered from a mental illness. Student athletes like me are also faced with this challenge. Around 33% of student athletes deal with a sport-induced mental illness and only 10% seek help. My enterprise, Soul Movers, aims to help all these athletes suffering from a mental health illness. Next slide. My idea is shoelace tags, which can easily fit onto any shoelace on any shoe. These tags have motivational words and quotes imprinted into the face. They are also handmade and completely eco-friendly. When you're playing your chosen sport, you can simply look down at your shoes and see the motivating words shining back up at you. Next slide. Soul Movers is a unique enterprise compared to competitors. As mentioned earlier, it's eco-friendly and completely handmade. These tags are made from 100% scrap metal, currently from a local engineer, and will be boxed in fully sustainable packaging. Athletes also have the opportunity to select quotes that are relevant to them and their sport. 25% of the profits will also be donated to organisations helping athletes who suffer from a mental illness. Next slide. So how much will I sell the Soul Movers for? I'll sell a Soul Mover set for $15, which includes the opportunity to personalise the tag to suit the athlete. The revenue income created will then go towards advertising, packaging, equipment, and shipping costs. The price of $15 will also allow me to have enough profit to donate 25% to organisations. Next slide. I also have many big ideas for the future, one being coloured writing. Athletes will have the opportunity to pick from a range of colours for the quote. I'm also planning on selling coloured metal tags. I am now in the process of designing bracelets and anklets that can be worn by athletes whose sport do not require shoes. As my business grows, I aim to employ more people and eventually move to mass production. Next slide. For my starting costs, I am asking for $400. This will grant me everything I need to make and sell 100 Soul Mover sets. I'm aiming to officially open my enterprise by December and introduce new products in January to February next year. I also have people that are interested in buying Soul Mover sets that are involved in team sport, which will greatly promote my product. Next slide. So, sport-induced mental illness is real. It forces athletes to struggle on their own due to the fear of judgment, the fear of being dropped, and the fear of losing the one sport they love. You're faced with the toughest opponent that no one else can see. With your help, along with the help of Soul Movers, athletes can beat this opponent once and for all and reach their potential. Thank you.
Oh, well done. That was so great. Also, credit to whomever was doing the prop movement in your pitch. A round of applause. Like, that's so good. That was the best part. I loved it. So excellent work, team. I'm going to throw to our judges. We've only got a couple of minutes for questions because we're going to try and catch some time up after a late start. But Elise, I might throw to you first. Have you got a question for our first pitch of the final?
Yes, absolutely. And thank you so much for sharing more about what you're doing. Just got a question. Why did you choose the particular product that you chose? Is there a backstory or some sort of significance behind that choice?
Yeah, so I'm a netballer and I'm a shooter, and a couple of seasons ago, my shooting wasn't as good as it could have been. And my dad said to me, don't hope your shot goes in, make it go in. And those words have always resonated with me. And I thought, well, if they can help me, surely they can help other athletes. But then I thought of a way of how athletes can always have these words on them. And I thought of the shoelace tags.
Amazing. I love that. Thank you.
Thank you.
That's such a great little quote from Dad. Well played. Love it. I'm going to have to remember that one. Poppy, I'll throw to you.
Sure. Great pitch, by the way. I was just wondering, have you kind of done any testing with this idea, and what feedback have you got from the people that you've tested with?
Yeah, so I've talked to a lot of my friends who play sports, and they're all extremely keen on the idea because they've been in similar situations towards me. So yeah.
It's a big tick from everyone at school. Well played. Kylie, over to you.
Yeah, really good pitch. Just a quick question. Have by any chance you thought about talking to school about, obviously schools all have their own visions and mottos and you know, sayings that they believe in as a community. Have you had a chat to the school and see if they're willing to support you or back you in this concept as well?
Yeah, I've talked to a lot of the teachers and members at my school, and they've backed me 100%. So I hope that's something that I can further develop in the future as well.
Kylie's transforming your business model from B2C to B2B just to like leg up your sales. Like she's scaling already. She's like, you know what, we're not stopping at, you know, just selling to one customer. We're selling en masse to entire schools. I love it. Congratulations. Thank you on such a strong pitch to kick off semi-final 3. Well done. Round of applause.
Thank you.
You can breathe now. Excellent work. So we're going to jump into a video. No, we're going to jump into our second pitch from Lady Boss Swim from Wavell State High School. Wavell has 4 teams in our semi-finals, which is super exciting. How are we feeling, girls? Are we ready? Ish?
Yeah.
Awesome. We're so excited for your pitch. So we're ready when you are.
Alrighty. We all love a 3-in-1. With our swimwear, you can save the environment, raise awareness, and donate profits to charity.
Good afternoon, I'm Izzy and this is my business partner Sophie. We are the creators of Lady Boss Swim. Next slide.
Lady Boss is combating body dysmorphia disorder, commonly known as BDD. It is a mental illness characterized by constant worrying over a perceived or slight defect in appearance. People respond to this by performing repetitive acts such as mirror checking or comparing their appearance with others. Next slide.
As teenage girls ourselves, in society today, we have witnessed other girls downgrading and shaming their bodies. Furthermore, we have decided to choose swimwear for our project, as studies have shown people feel the most insecure when their bodies are exposed. Our sustainable swimwear brand will have an inclusive sizing range from 3 extra small to 5XL. Next slide.
Our bikinis and one pieces are made from regenerated nylon waste, such as recycled plastic bottles and fishing nets that have been recovered from our oceans and recycled into sustainable swimwear. Lady Boss Swim are committed to tackling the challenge of plastics in our oceans. We are passionate about our beach life, and together we can preserve it in abundance of life. Next slide.
Our business is a value proposition, providing customers with guaranteed support with 40% of profits going to the Body Dysmorphia Disease Foundation. Next slide. Located on the pricing tag, a QR code is provided to share a link to a support page on our website, where customers can share their stories and strategies to overcome BDD. Next slide.
We have partnered with a sustainable swimwear manufacturer, Swim Agency, located in Melbourne. Swim Agency can provide Lady Boss Swim with bikinis valued at $22 and $29 one pieces. Please see screen beside for more information. This pricing will allow Lady Boss to remain competitive with other brands, however, at the same time, remaining affordable to customers. Additionally, we will utilize compostable shipping mailers from Hero Packaging, priced at 500 medium pink bags for $155. Next slide.
We are tremendously excited and grateful to have this opportunity. Lady Boss Swim's mission is to bring together confidence and fashion in a supportive way. We are always looking on working on new things and can't wait to see Lady Boss grow. Stay tuned to see what's next. Thank you for your time.
Oh, so slick on the timing. I love it. I also loved the enthusiastic yelling in the background at your school, like somebody was really cheering you on from behind the scenes, which was on point. So well pitched, ladies. That was excellent. Cool. So let's dig into some questions. I might jump into you, Poppy. Question for the team.
Oops, if I take myself off mute. Great pitch, ladies. And I really love the problem that you're trying to solve and how you've kind of integrated it into the whole platform as well. Is there anything that you've learned along the way that surprised you or that has changed your thinking around this idea?
Yeah, so when we researched our topic, it was very surprising that a lot of young females are having this trouble, especially like in school-aged girls, because of the specific appearance that people need to be. So, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks.
Kylie, I'll throw to you.
Good work. Quick question though, how are you guys planning on launching it? Because, you know, I'll be honest, young people are a tough crowd to crack. So how do you actually take your idea and mainstream it so they don't look to those big non-sustainable brands which don't have a social value edge?
Yeah, so we were thinking of promoting like our business on Instagram and social media accounts, as well as like TikTok and stuff like that, because it's like a great way to let like a lot of young people know about like the business and what we're trying to achieve.
I'm glad you guys can work TikTok because I definitely can't. Elise, over to you.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks so much for your pitch too. So I have a bit of a question about marketing and communications. It strikes me that there's a real opportunity here to do an education or awareness raising piece or some way of talking to young people around body dysmorphia and perhaps how we might work through these problems more generally. Have you thought about how you might integrate this? Is it all about selling the product or is there an education piece that can also come with it?
No, so located on the tag of our swimwear, there'll be a QR code and it's a link to our website where people can share their stories and strategies to overcome BDD. Yeah.
Cool. And maybe could think about university or other collaborations that could be paired into that too.
Yeah, thank you.
You could hit Elise up for that because she's connected to a university. So I'll just throw her right into that conversation there. Congratulations, girls. That was an excellent pitch. Well done. Very strong. Handled the judges' questions like professionals. We're going to roll into our third pitch. It's a fast and furious session. And so from Emerald State High School, we've got Community Box, and I'm thrilled to introduce them to our judging panel and to the world with an idea that I think is really going to revolutionise the way that communities connect, which is super exciting. So we'll wait for the team to jump on board. How are we feeling, guys?
Good.
Nailing it. Hey, looking good, ready to roll. We're so excited to hear your pitch. So as soon as you're ready, we're ready.
I'm going to start. Good afternoon, everyone. We are the Community Box. The Community Box is a nonprofit mutual aid organization that aims to create accessible food and necessity aid in rural areas for people who need it most. Next, these systems can be crucial to Australia's food security as children, low-income earners, and single-parent households are not receiving the aggregate funds to get the supply of necessities for them and their families. As much as the world sees Australia as a developed country, through the Community Box, we want to inform everyone that there are still many people in this country who suffer the effects of poverty. Our group also wants to promote solidarity within communities and marginalized people through mutual aid. Next.
The term mutual aid was popularized by anarchist Peter Kropotkin in his essay collection Mutual Aid, a Factor of Evolution, which argued that cooperation, not competition, was the driving force behind evolution. Mutual aid as an action was started by the African Union Society in Rhode Island and was created in 1780 as the first mutual aid society on record. Innovation is one of the keys for a successful movement, but with mutual aid as a concept that has worked for centuries, our group wants to continue its legacy as it is still present in the world.
Thanks.
The community box as an idea has had remarkable success worldwide. We have recently reached out to a group based in America called the Little Free Pantry. The Little Free Pantry has successfully brought awareness to food insecurity even up to this day, with members of various communities participating in their movement. Next. Food insecurity is one of the effects of poverty and is still present in various Australian communities. The community box can provide a safety net. It is a product where you can take whatever you need and give what you can. Next.
Our boxes will be made in a way to ensure the security of the donation, such as perishables. People will be recommended to check details such as use by dates for their own safety. We would also suggest for our boxes to be placed in public spaces where it can be secured from such threats as vandalism. It still be accessible for those who are in need and who are willing to donate. Next. Our movement's main purpose is class consciousness and to provide a safety net for those in need. Through this, we believe we can become one step closer to eradicating systemic inequalities in modern-day Australia, and that through solidarity over charity, we can create systemic change. We aim to break the cycle of poverty through creating a movement where communities can come together in a way modeled after community actions before us. Next.
We also plan on opening a community space where people can be given the chance to come together and provide what they can and take whatever they need for free. It is also a space where we will sell our community boxes to people that are willing to participate in our movement. Of course, people can also make their own community boxes since one of our primary goals is bringing awareness to poverty in Australia. Through the community space, we can provide a shortcut for people who want to help but do not have the luxury of time. We would like to request $1,500 to kickstart our movement. This will cover production costs and marketing. We're in discussion with long-term benefactors to support our business in the long run. Our boxes will retail for $150. Right now, the community box can be a way of helping people that are affected by poverty and systemic inequality, but the final goal of our group is the futility of the community box. Because when we reach that time, it means that the people have come together and what needs fixing.
Nailed it. Nailed it, team. Oh, I get anxious as soon as that 30-second warning goes. There's a little part inside of me that goes, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. But you like timed it to a T to get that pitch in. So well done. All right, I'll bring our judges into the room. Elise, I'll throw to you. Have you got a question for the team from Emerald? This is their first year in the program and they've got a team through to the semis, which is super exciting for us as well.
That's amazing. So, so cool. Thank you for your pitch. I love it. I do have lots of questions. Actually, I wrote a pile down. I guess one question I had was, have you thought about the way that you might be able to sell the community boxes for other things? You see the kind of community libraries at the side of the road too. And perhaps I have some suggestions on that later. And the second one is, where are you going to pilot the project?
We want to initiate this project first in Emerald, just because our benefactors would mostly come from from schools, the local government and neighborhood centers. We want to first sell 10 boxes to see if people would actually participate in this movement and see if we could create that traction and bring awareness to food insecurity in rural areas.
Great, thank you.
Well done. Kylie, I'll throw to you.
Hello, Team Emerald. You're almost a neighbour, so good work. Okay, quick question. Who is your market? So who are you selling the $150 boxes to? So have you identified who your key target audience is?
Yeah, so our key target audience is people who are mainly looking to aid in eradicating poverty, you know, the cycle of poverty, like mainly people who are passionate about like people who are experiencing poverty and like people who just want to help out.
So you've honed down, so more than just people who are passionate, but like, you know, community groups or, you know, welfare organisations. Have you nailed that specifically? Is it a type of community group? Is it a type of, you know, or is it an individual?
Yeah, so communities can participate. It's more of like a whoever wants to, you can, but we're looking for like we have a thing in Emerald called the Neighbourhood Centre, which is like a community that helps out with like people who are in need, who may not be able to afford like necessities and stuff like that. Yeah.
Awesome. Poppy, last, certainly not least, questions for the team?
Yeah, I love this idea. As someone who's recently moved to a very small regional, I wouldn't even call it a town, I'd say it's a village, and seeing the power of community to help each other, I think it's a really lovely idea. And building on what Kylie said, I think, maybe even reaching out to like the Country Women's Association. You've got a pilot town here. I'd be happy to help you out there. But I was interested, how have you done much testing, or did the guys in the US share much about how comfortable people feel being seen sort of taking from the community box? I just wondered if there might be some awkwardness around that and how you plan to mitigate that.
We are yet to wait for their replies, but we have seen their website in which they comfortably and confidently share that many people have been comfortable in providing for other people, because as they say, it's the community relationship that matters in this kind of movement and trust. And they've been successfully doing that, even doing that in other countries, even here in major urban centers in Australia, and it has seen great success.
Great, thank you.
That was a tough question from Poppy. Well done, guys. You definitely stood up to the challenge. Congratulations. Well pitched. You can breathe now and have a bit of a relax for a moment. Can you believe it? 3 teams down. I can't believe how quickly today's session is going. We're going to welcome our next pitching team to the stage, which I'm really thrilled, Palm Beach Currumbin. So on the coast, we've got Stand Against Foundation. How are we feeling? Are we feeling ready? Nervous? Excited? Both?
Both.
Excellent. That's okay. It's pretty normal to be nervous. Use it as really good fuel. So we are ready when you are ready.
Hi everyone, I'm Meg and this is Lily, and we're in Year 9 at Palm Beach Currumbin High School on the Gold Coast, and we are the creators of the Stand Against Foundation. Next. Rape culture is how rape is seen and normalised in our society due to the attitudes people have towards women and stereotypes. As our generation starts to challenge these ideals, education and support for rape needs to be more accessible for people who need it. Next. As a part of a new generation of change makers, we need to make support accessible to victims where it hasn't been before. All of us know too many people that have been affected by sexual assault, but most of us do not know where to go for support or education. Next. The colour teal is used for sexual assault awareness, so we are incorporating this into our designs. Our products will include t-shirts, tote bags, and stickers. We'll have designs on the t-shirts and bags with QR codes which lead to our website with educational and support resources, as well as our shop. Next. 10% of our proceeds will go to the Survivors Trust, which provides support for victims of abuse. The QR code will intrigue and draw in anyone who sees it, along with making our website extremely accessible. Next. As we grow our business, we would like to collaborate with sexual assault survivors and create personalised art of their stories to put on our shirts and share on our website. As of now, we have already collaborated with artists within our school community. This is what makes our product innovative, as it is more than a t-shirt or a bag. We will incorporate both technology and a community into our designs. Next. We would also like to make and market our products with these businesses. Next. We estimate that it will cost $15 to produce each t-shirt, $13 for a tote bag, and 50 cents per sticker. We also need money to fund a website, roughly $500. We hope to make 100 t-shirts and bags and 200 stickers. We would sell our t-shirts for $30, totes for $20, and stickers for $5. We would make approximately a $3,100 profit from selling all of these. Overall, we would make $6,000. 10% of this will also be donated to the Survivors Trust. Therefore, we will need $3,500 to start our business. Next. Feel free to scan our QR code to access our website. The QR code opens to our homepage, and if you click on the 3 lines in the top left corner, it will lead to our drop-down menu. This menu shows our shop, support, and resources. This poster will also be hung around our school and in local areas. We will approach venues such as clubs where young women congregate to have our resources in a place where women are at a higher risk. This type of promotion of our business will ensure accessibility to everyone. Next.
We value helping our community, and our customers will know they're supporting a business founded on trying to make a change within society. We hope to show that a new generation of teenagers care about making a change to our world. Thank you.
Very, very good. Excellent work. I'm such a big fan of the branding. I love the logo in the corner and the use of that bright green color. So I'm a big fan of the slide deck, just sharing that one. Welcome to our judges, back to the room. I'm going to throw to them for questions. Kylie, I might start with you.
Really great presentation. You guys were very slick and obviously really well rehearsed. You talked about an ongoing partnership idea with sexual assault victims to share their artwork for you to be able to use on your t-shirts and totes. Have you started some of those conversations already?
Yes, so people in our school community, we've reached out and had discussions with them, and like we said, we've collaborated with artists already to make the designs that are on our shirts. So we'd like to continue that and even like widen it into our community and just get that conversation started. Yeah.
Amazing. Poppy, I'll throw to you.
Yeah, I love the idea as well, guys, especially around the education side of things. And I was just wondering, I have so many questions. I'm like, which one to go with that's not so hard as well.
Go with the hard one. I think they're ready. It was such a slick presentation.
Well, I mean, how will you partner with the existing charities that are out there to make sure that your content is really sort of different or maybe even better than what they're offering already?
Well, our products are different to theirs, as we have like QR codes that lead to resources that are already there but in one place, so it's not as overwhelming as what
Yeah. The main problem we found was that there are some like resources out there, but they're not all in one place, and it can be really confusing when people are trying to get help or educate themselves. So this way it puts it in one place, just to give access to everyone, you know.
Yeah, that's great. Thank you.
Fantastic. Elise.
Yeah, so thank you so much for this pitch, and seriously a really important topic. My question is really around, so we know that women generally get paid less out there in the world, and their work often isn't valued or it isn't paid for when they're asked to do all kinds of things, and particularly in the creative industries, a lot of artists can be not paid for their work. So my question is, how are you going to pay the people whom you are using their creative works? How are you actually going to pay them? And are you building in a model such as, you know, they get a percentage of each sale, or are you going to pay one up, you know, kind of upfront cost? I'd really like to see how you incorporate the cost of valuing people's artwork into your business.
Yeah, so we honestly haven't really thought about that yet, but I think the percentage is actually a really good idea. So yeah,
so we definitely make sure they get a cut of it if they've given us their designs. Yeah.
Awesome. Cool. Thank you.
Well handled. Excellent work, PVC. Excellent pitch, excellent cause, very slick presentation. Give him a round of applause. I cannot believe I'm saying this, but we have one more pitch to go. I don't know where the time has gone. It has truly flown. And so I'd love to welcome from Marymount College, Drink Safe, to our stage. It's lovely to see you. Girls, how are we feeling?
Good, thank you. Good.
Yes, the tech is working. So excited. Awesome. Well, we are ready when you are ready. So looking forward to hearing the pitch.
Thank you. The AEST suggests that between 3,000 and 4,000 drink spiking incidents occur each year. Next slide. 18-year-old Lily Petch encountered a near-fatal experience with drink spiking on just her second night of university. This is one of the many incidents that are becoming more common, and how would you feel if this was your child? According to alcohol.org.au, a study found that over 50% of Australians have unknowingly consumed spiked drinks. Next slide. My name is Holly, this is Sienna, and this is Ella, and together we are Drink Safe. Our aim is to help solve the worldwide issue of sexual assault resulting from drink spiking. Next slide.
We've designed a straw which takes 3 of the most common illicit date rape drugs, rohypnol, GHB, and ketamine. From our research, the straws will have a lithium paper base as it has biodegradable elements in it. Lithium paper detects if the H levels in liquid, resulting in the straw changing colour when the acidity of the drug is detected. Next slide. The straws will be sold to bars, clubs, and restaurants. As a part of our communication, we will train staff on how to detect the colour changing straws and what actions need to happen if somebody's drug. Next slide. Our business will be mostly e-commerce and sold in bulk. Our straws are simple and easy to use for everybody. Next slide. Our competition is smart straws and undercover colours. These companies have many obvious issues regarding accessibility, inclusivity, and practicality. Next slide. One of our main competitors, Undercover Colours, the pink colour changing nail polish, is not only subjective to women, but eliminates the ability to test drinks in cans and beer bottles. This product instills the idea that it's the woman's responsibility to protect herself against drink spiking, something our company doesn't believe in. Next slide. Our idea is better compared to the competition, as our straws can be used with any drink, gender inclusive, and remains eco-friendly. You can find us on our Instagram or on our website. Next slide. Next slide. Our black biodegradable straws will be sourced from Alibaba, costing 0.02 cents per straw with a minimum purchase of 100,000 straws. We will need to buy 300,000 straws, meaning in total it will cost $6,000. We will also allow an extra 20 cents per straw to cover the cost of the scientific aspect of our product. The straw will be sold for $1.50 each, meaning we'll make a profit of $1.05 per straw. Next slide. 30% of all profits made from sales are donated directly to Gold Coast Centre Against Sexual Violence. The link will be open for buyers to donate directly to the organisation on our website or at stopsexualviolence.com to help. Next slide. To successfully start up our business, we will need a minimum of $27,000. This will cover the cost of the straws, the science aspect, and advertising needed. This will fund a revolutionary, one-of-a-kind product, different from all other competition. Ultimately, our drink safe straws will ensure the safety of millions of women and men around the world, saving lives one drink at a time. Thank you.
Excellent work, girls. That was great. I think it's really important to point out that these guys got a late call up. So we had a withdrawal from one of our teams. And I think you guys found out, was it Thursday last week, that you were pitching this week? So they've like hustled together to get pitch ready for today, which I think is super impressive as well. So I'll throw over to the judges. Elise, I might start with you.
Hi guys, thank you so much for this pitch. That was really phenomenal, and I think is infinitely scalable and has really, really solid business potential behind it. My question, being a researcher, what is a science aspect? Please, does this tech already exist, or are you finding people who will make it happen for you?
We've sort of done some research and we've linked it to lithium paper, which will be able to detect the acidity, the pH scale, and it has biodegradable elements in it. So with the money used to fund it, we would put more research into that to incorporate it with the straws.
Okay, so a bit of research and development to get yourselves off the ground.
Yeah.
Cool, thank you.
Awesome. Poppy, over to you.
Yeah, I was wondering if you tested it with hospitality owners and how they feel about sort of taking on that additional cost for their customers.
We will expect to give it to restaurants, bars, and clubs, and they will promote it and hand it out to all of their customers, and it's very affordable for them to buy off us.
Mm.
So with them buying it, it sort of creates competition with the other bars and clubs, as people will feel more safe when they go to their bars. So it's automatically given out with every drink, and it's just free for the consumer.
Yeah, awesome. Love it. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Kylie, over to you.
Yep, you guys are super sleek. I love the fact that you only got the call up last Thursday, and you have uniforms, you have a backdrop, you have balloons, you didn't let the school announcement over the PA fluster you got it all going on. Quick question, how do you want to launch it? So this is a pretty big deal, but obviously you've got to do the investment in the R&D like Elise has pointed out, so you need some time. How do you want to launch it?
So currently we have our Instagram and our website, but we would like to, for future promotions, we would like to have Instagram advertisements, Facebook, and festival influencers.
Cool. Well done, legends. And as Kylie said, it's got to be one of the slowest announcements in history. I was feeling for you through that. So you did very, very well. Excellent work, team. Now, I have to boot our judges out of this room because they have the incredibly difficult task of choosing a winner from what were some pretty phenomenal pitches. So we'll say goodbye to them for a moment, and they're going to do some tough decision making. And whilst they take 5 minutes or so to make a decision, we are going to open up the people's vote. Now, this is your opportunity to choose your favourite team, knowing that the team that amasses the greatest number of votes gets a second chance into our grand final. So the link is now on your screen. Get voting. Feel free to scan the QR code or pop the link straight into your browser and rally some support for your favourite team. We're going to take a 5-minute break while our judges deliberate. We'll leave the QR code and the link up on screen. We'll put some cool music on, and we'll see you back with our results in just a few minutes. All right, our judges have had the very difficult task of choosing a winner. I'm not sure how they did it. Who is going to have the very difficult task of feeding back the judges' decisions? Kylie's up. How did you guys go? I don't know how you did it. I couldn't have picked between the teams.
Look, it was definitely a spirited conversation. But I think that we were actually pretty clear around at the end of the day. Do you want me just to launch straight into it, Nick?
Yeah, go.
Do we want to go with a winner straight up?
Yeah, if you've got a runner-up team, you can announce that first and then jump straight into the winner. I default to your expertise.
Okay, our runner-up for today's semi-final is Marymount College and Drink Safe. Now, congratulations, guys, for such short preparation. You've done phenomenally well to get to this point. The reason why you are not there as the winner is because we're a little bit uncertain around your science and your tech. But in terms of a concept, I think that you nailed it, and you're probably on the cusp of global domination for party safety through drink straws. So if you can nail your science bits, we think that you're onto a winner, but I think you've got to do that little bit of work first, and that's what the other judges agreed with. So that brings us to the winner. Now, the winner was chosen today because we believe that their product is ready to go. Their product is ready to go, ready to be launched, can be scalable immediately. They really presented very calm, very collectively, and they communicated exceptionally well. And we think that they're probably ready to be able to raise some funds and get going straight away. So the winner for today's round is Kildare College. Congratulations. We really want probably to make you or suggest to you that you focus on your current product now. Some of the other scalable options that you presented to us, in terms of other products are probably a little bit more, ho-hum, bit every day. Focus on what you've got at the moment with your tags, really nail that, and we think you're onto a winner.
Congratulations to Kildare College. They've dropped off the Zoom, so I'm sure it's just in their excitement. They've probably flipped a computer or something, which is entirely what I would do if I found out I was winner. And if they didn't flip the computer, they probably will when I announce that they were also the People's Vote winner for today as well. So judges, you also aligned with the crew behind the scenes that were voting for their favourite as well. So huge congratulations to Kildare and Soul Movers, and we're super excited to see them in our grand final at the end of November. I just want to pause and say a huge thank you to the three of you for your time today. It is such a joy to have you share your expertise and your insightful questions with our young people, and we hope that you've enjoyed being part of Future Anything Finals as much as we have enjoyed having you part of our finals.
It's been an honour. Thank you.
Good luck, everyone.
Anytime.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And on that note, it is just left for me to announce one final thing, and that is that tickets for our National Grand Final are officially open. Now, this event is normally a sellout, so if you're located near Brisbane and you wanted to be here in person, we would recommend you snap up a ticket quickly. Otherwise, the event will also be live streamed, and we would love to have you watching from wherever you find yourself right now. So do jump in and grab a ticket if you're keen to be part of our National Grand Final and seeing Soul Movers pitch on the big stage. That's it for today. Thank you so much for your time. If you loved being here just as much as we loved having you, we have one more semi-final today, which will kick off in about 20 minutes. So please stick around. We'd love to have you. And I'm sure the last 5 teams for today would love to have your support as well. Thank you for joining us. And let's look forward to seeing how these young people bend the future, one youth-led idea at a time.